Welcome to Divine Secret Tarot. I am in a very weird place right now. Weird energetically, because basically I've been creating content for Divine Secret Tarot and just something is just not going right. And I thought to myself, I was like, wait a second, why is this so difficult? Why does it feel so difficult right now? The whole time, my question was, what is the divine masculine channeling through to their divine feminines? I mean, I'm talking about sleepless nights, I'm talking about nightmares, I'm talking about the karmic justice coming into play, I'm talking about karma coming back around. The divine masculines are coming through a lull. They are going to go through a quiet period right now. They have been occupied with distractions, with keeping busy, with it's it's almost within their DNA. Now, the divine feminines who are focusing on the healing, who are focusing on, rising above some of the lower vibrations that the divine masculines may be inundated with. Well, what I'm finding very interesting is when I asked about channeling these messages via the divine masculine, all I seem to come across is chaos and it just didn't fit right. And it's not about being perfect. There may be Virgo type energy in this, but what I'm seeing is it's the divine masculine who is going back and forth, contemplating. Like I'm seeing the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the constant backache, like issues with kidneys, issues with emotions. Like it feels chaotic. And that's the type of message that I'm seeing through the divine masculine right now. So I'm going to pull various cards right now. I'm just going to shuffle and I will do an extended reading on this for my Divine Secret Tarot members. So if you're not already a member, head over to my website. You can have a look at how to join the membership, even ways to get a personal reading. And if that's something that you're called to do, please head over there. I won't ever message anyone privately for a reading. So please use your due diligence and let's have a look at what the divine masculines are wanting to channel for their divine feminines at this time. What is all the chaos about divine masculines? Okay. The Fool, the Nine of Swords. Listen, that's kind of the energy that I was getting, right? The Six of Wands. No, this is a very peculiar time for the divine masculines. This is a beautiful opportunity to start again, to take a leap of faith, but they do need to get through some of the shadow aspects that they weren't facing. This is the type of shadow aspects that the divine masculines have been negating from their own timeline. And spirit is almost coming in to say, you know what? You want this manifestation. You want your divine feminines. We'll do the work. Wow. I just split the deck. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Emperor's card. That's just the icing on the cake with this message. Because yes, the divine masculines have been grappling with their sense of reality. I feel like there is a lot of water energy in this. There is a divine masculine who is quite sensitive, is empathic, is in touch with their emotions, but they just haven't really found an avenue to share that. You may have got a glimpse of that with your connection, and they don't really get to share that with many people. And when they do, they kind of other people latch on. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. And any of you who are listening right now on behalf of your divine masculine or even as a divine masculine message, let me know if any of these resonates, because you have come across as an empath, you're a healer. Like you probably have had people come up to you and want you to seep their energy. Like it's almost like your energy is so beautiful and delightful and light that you help them transmute their heaviness just by talking to you, just by being around you. Your aura is so incredible that the divine masculine is now understanding why you are who you are, because they are now feeling um betrayed in a sense. I'm hearing the word, but also there's so much pain around this left kidney area. The divine masculine feels as if they're being taken advantage of. There's a lot of emotions coming through this message. They feel like they've been taken advantage of because they feel like even if they do open up, the people who are in contact with them are very superficial, are very they don't they're seeking substance. That's what I'm seeing. That they're so sick of this world. That's what I'm hearing. That they are so sick of where they are. And it feels on the outside as if they've all got it together and they do obviously achieve a lot of success in the material world. But what I'm seeing is they look at you in admiration, divine feminines. They understand from a very emotional, energetic level that people have depended on you to help transmute their energy. And now they're doing the same with the divine masculine. So even if the divine masculines want to open up and share their emotions and be vulnerable, they find that they are being pulled on their energy, and those people only want one thing. And so this is where the Ace of Cups is here to say that this is the balance that the divine masculines do need to get through. And they also are being very compassionate with what you've been through in your own timeline. What have we got? The Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups keeps coming out a lot. Well, look, we've got the Tower card and the Eight of Cups in the deck too. So the Tower card, the Eight of Cups, I'm seeing that this Nine of Cups has been hard fought for. It's been such a toil. It's been such a um energetic strain for the divine masculines to get to the Nine of Cups. They almost feel defeated in order to get to the Ten of Cups. But the Six of Cups is here to say, look, you don't need to automatically get to 10, right? Stick with me with this. This is a very specific message. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but basically, we are often told as readers, as oracles, that the Nine of Cups is missing the one cup. But in the Nine of Cups, everything, every cup is filled with abundance. It's similar to the Seven of Cups, right? There was a lot of options, there was a lot of choices, there was a lot of abundance happening in the Nine of Cups. That's what it looks like for the divine masculines, for people looking at him on the outside. The one missing cup was the ace, right? And that equates to 10. But because we've got the Six of Cups coming after, I'm seeing the number 15. That's going to be relevant for some of you. Obviously, we also have the number 6 here, which is about the reminder of the way you were with them. I feel that the divine masculines who are going through this very peculiar, particular message, this particular resonance, this frequency, are pulling on your energy, divine feminines. You're going to know who you are, but you're being pulled on your energy because they keep remembering how it was with you. Now, I don't feel like the divine masculine ever got pulled out of their energy by you, divine feminines. I feel it was a balance between the divine feminines were holding their own, the divine masculines were a little bit lost, but I'm also seeing that the divine masculines never felt drained around you. That is a very particular, specific message for somebody here. The divine masculine never felt drained around you. And because they didn't feel drained around you, they were like, well, wait a second, this was so rare. This was so beautiful and unique. And the bottom of the deck, we do have the Emperor card. Oh my goodness, behind that, we've got the Empress card. This is so incredible because I've got the Empress and Emperor card is this unique soul recognition, the King of Wands, the Justice card. I'm not pulling out these cards right now, but they are specific to this message, to the channeled message that the divine masculines do want to share, that they could be themselves with you. They didn't have to act, they didn't have to show, they didn't have to embellish. And because of you seeing the true divine masculine as they were, the divine masculine couldn't see themselves as they were. So sometimes, when as a divine feminine, we reflect back on what we see in them. The divine masculines weren't able to see their own reflection without insecurities, doubts, fears. And they kept those things alive. They kept feeding those Nine of Swords, those insecurities, those turmoils, those wounds. Yes, everybody needs to have those exposed. They need to sit in the shadow in order to accept those parts of themselves. But the divine masculines have never given themselves an opportunity to sit with themselves and go through that, transmute it. Now that the divine masculines are really, I think, physically, emotionally, spiritually being forced to be reckoned with, because the divine spirit, God, source, whatever you resonate with, has stopped, has halted the divine masculine's manifestations. Like, things are happening in the material realm that are very lucrative for the divine masculines. But also, what I'm seeing is that isn't something that fulfills their heart. It's almost like you can have all of the money in the world, you can have all of the pleasures and all of the material abundance, but there is this sense of missing, and your soul resonates with that. Soul is saying, this isn't it. You've got all of these pleasures, you've got all of these material successes, but this still isn't it. And the masculine is missing that final cup, that final unity within themselves to raise themselves up as an emperor. So what is it that the message is that the divine masculine wants to share with the divine feminines at this time? Nine of Pentacles. So, yeah, we've got a lot of coming to an end of a cycle, because they are looking at the Nine of Cups. They've got the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, they're missing that 10 of Pentacles, that 10 of Cups, but they aren't able to search for those things in the material world. They keep searching in the physical world and they can't find it. I feel like maybe that's why they're having a few nightmares right now. The Tower card wanted to come out. Yeah, the King of Swords, the Three of Cups. This is a third party karmic situations coming about. This is player type energy being transmuted. Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups. Wow, Eight of Wands. Okay, these 888 portals that we are obviously coming up with. I'm also seeing 1010 on the clock, on the dial as well. Eight of Cups, Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands. Should the divine masculine choose differently, there is going to be an abundance of blessings that is coming in the forefront of their energy. If they're willing to accept this turn, if they're willing to accept their accountability of what they've actually manifested in the past, they can then become very astute in leaving that behind them without having to overthink. Sometimes, like, we overanalyze as empaths, as healers, we overthink, but this isn't the time to do that. This is for the divine masculines to say, look, let's just draw a chalk in the sand and move forward with what I know. And this is the Eight of Wands saying that, what do I need to communicate? And I'm also hearing that when you think, when you act, when you perceive certain things, that changes your reality. This is why it's been quite difficult for the divine feminines to stay in the present moment, to not think too much about the past and have one leg in the past, one leg in the future. If we can be here, right now, we can manifest our reality in this present moment. Now, the divine masculines are very good at being in the present moment, but they're also torn from their soul to say, you still need to address this past. You still compartmentalize this anguish, this pain, this destruction, and you haven't fully dealt with it. You haven't fully processed those emotions. So they're going to keep coming back up. But the divine masculines are now wanting to communicate how they truly have been processing these things, and then how they can move forward with communicating with you in order to tell you how they truly feel, how they really want a connection with you, how things just haven't been the same when you weren't around. And as soon as I channel that message, we've got the Two of Cups. Now, this Two of Cups is just saying that, the love was always there. The love was always around them, and your love was a divine protection. It was a divine guidance. But when you pull back your energy, divine feminines, there is this sense of loss. There is this sense of disappointment. There is this sense of being in the dark, fumbling in the dark. And they're being brought back to the harmony of thinking of your love. That's the type of energy that I'm getting from the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups. This is about time that this love came to forefront because the divine masculines and you divine feminines who are listening in do deserve this, are wanting to accept this love into this reality. And again, it's using that connection to say, look, love me divine through my divine masculine. Express to me, how does it feel to be loved by my divine masculine? Show me the way. So I'm just going to take an energetic card. It is create space and sensitivity. Okay, that's pretty awesome that we've got these two cards. And what I'm going to do actually is come back and do an extended reading. So let's do a part two reading. And remember, you can find these messages on my Divine Sacred Tarot community. So head over to my website and we'll see you there.